Hi and welcome to today's video. Today is New Gadget Day and it's just arrived. So we're going to have a look, see what's in this lovely package and talk about some first impressions. Some paper could come in useful. We have the new Garmin Rct715. Now, those of you who watch my videos will know I'm already a Garmin Varia radar user and a big advocate of it. This is the new version which has the addition of a rear-facing camera. So it'll be interesting to see the benefits and quality of that. So as usual with these new unboxings, we have lots of bits of paper which everybody avidly reads cover to cover, of course. What else do we have in here? So all the gubbins you'll ever need to attach it to your bike, including those. And one of the first things you realise is that the ways of connecting to your bike look extremely different to the standard Garmin quarter turn mounts that you've seen before, and by all accounts make it a more secure fix, although I've never really felt there was a problem with what we had before. I know the usual rubber gate shaped thingies. The other thing in here before we go on to the thing of beauty is that they've finally updated with USB-C for charging purposes, which is a step forward because Garmin have been accused of being stuck in the dark ages when it comes to that. And then the actual unit itself, which is this fella. And as you can see, if we compare it to the previous one, it is bigger and it's thicker, and therefore it's heavier, but you know, it's not a massive amount. And when we're talking about extra weight on the bike, I've got a bit of extra weight on the bike that I could do with getting rid of by eating less cake. So a slightly different bit of weight there is really not going to cause me a problem. And to match the mounts that we saw earlier on, you can see that the way of attaching it is completely different to the old one. I fully intend to use it for a little while and then do a proper user review. But we'll have a quick look at it, set it up and see what the quality is like. One of the criticisms from early users of this new unit is that Garmin provide a measly 16GB SD card to record footage onto, which that footage gets wiped clean and recorded over on a continuous loop. And that really isn't big enough for many people, I guess. So I kind of anticipated that by pre-ordering a 128GB SD card, which is the maximum size that the unit will take. Another reported issue is with the battery life. Now, it's not an issue because Garmin are claiming something that it's not. The fact is it's just less than it was on the older units, but that's because it has a camera now working the battery harder than the older units. The claim is that with flashing mode on during the day, which is the better mode to have it on rather than a solid red, along with the camera recording at 1080p, which is the highest resolution, you'll get 6 hours. Now, that's plenty enough for most people. But I'm sometimes out and about for longer than that. So I will see how we get on with that, and if it is a problem, I will also look into some kind of neat onboard charging solution. On your Garmin head unit, the pairing was straightforward and rapid, to be honest, and it adds a new widget which you use to decide to take a photograph or save a clip whilst you're out and about on the bike. It also updates the light network if you have a Garmin light network on your bike. So the mounting of the clamp itself on the bike is extremely secure and really isn't any danger of coming off. And the Varia unit itself, you don't twist it like you did before. With that lever fully up, you just push it in till you feel it click, and then you push that down, and then a complete click, and it's absolutely solid there and immovable. And when you take it off, you just push the lever up. It's not going to come up by accident, it just needs a little bit of a push. And again, it won't come out until you hear the click. And then it will come out. Here's a clip taken on the ride I did straight after this. And as you can see, the footage is plenty clear enough to make out the number plate of the car passing me for the purposes of identification in case of an accident. And as I thought, it's decent enough to stick in the occasional rear-facing shot in future videos, which might be a determining factor for some of you considering a purchase. And it's worth noting that accessing the files after the ride was really easy. I'd seen a couple of other reviews and they were complaining about the Varia app, and accessing the videos from there was a bit messy. However, I use a MacBook Air for dealing with all my files, and so therefore I accessed the camera footage from there. And I was half expecting that I would have to fiddle around and take the SD card out, etc. So I was very pleasantly surprised to find that just by connecting a USB to USB cable to the charging port and then into my computer, the Varia appeared as a drive. There was a separate folder for files and footage that you decided to record yourself whilst on the bike by pressing the button on your head unit, and they were separate to the files for the footage that continuously records in a loop, and therefore making it an absolutely cinch to find the footage that you want. It's important to understand that the RCT715 is an upgrade to the previous Garmin Varia radar lights. The upgrade is the camera. The light and radar work in exactly the same way as the old units. So rather than go over old ground, I've left a link above and at the end of the video to my long-term user review of one of the older units. So if you're new to this kind of product, you can see exactly what the benefits are of having the radar and how it works. On that particular point then, you could ask, is this a worthwhile upgrade when it's not making you any safer on the road than the old units already do? It's a valid view, but right now I'm thinking about my good friend Phil, who's only just back from 6 months off the bike after a serious collision with a car that hit him from behind. He's still arguing the toss with the insurance companies and probably in courts as well now about liability. And having one of these on his bike would have ended that conversation months ago. That's enough for me to view this as a very valid upgrade, in spite of the fact that it may be recording images that will never ever need to be looked at. I hope that's helped you understand the basic of the new Varia rear light radar and camera. And in the meantime, do have a look at my review of the original one on my channel, and I'll post another video in a month or so once I've been using this out on the road for a while. So if you haven't already done so, Please give this video a big thumbs up if you found it useful, and subscribe to the channel if you can. It will only help get these kind of videos out in front of more cyclists, and I'll be really grateful in the bargain. So, happy cycling to you all, please stay safe, and I'll see you soon.